Hi guys, it's Arielle. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's all in the title, folks. Today we're going to be talking about why I actually prefer to work in France as opposed to Canada. Don't come for me. Okay, we're just gonna get the first one right out of the way because I feel like it's something that most working Europeans are stereotyped with, and that is being able to enjoy 5 weeks of paid vacation. And depending where you are in the world, that may or may not seem like a lot, but in Canada, for a starting level job, you're looking at 2 weeks of vacation time. Which, when you think about it, is really not a lot. In a whole year of your life, you are only given 2 weeks of vacation. Like, that's crazy to me. I feel like the amount of vacation that we have in France when compared to Canada and probably North America is a true reflection of how the two sides of the world really perceive a work-life balance. I'm going to talk about this in a future video, but in France, to work to the bone and to get those promotions and climb that corporate ladder, that is not the goal for most people. For most people, working is just a means to an end. Like, working is just something you have to do, but you would rather be spending your time elsewhere. It's not necessarily something that people idolize like we do in North America. When I was studying, when I was working, it was always about like doing my best, working my hardest, getting the promotions, getting a better salary, having a management position. Like, everything was like go, 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 climb, 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 and work, work, work. And there's this false idea that that makes you happy, because I know when I was in that situation, I was like, yes, I'm motivated and I love to work. And now that I'm in France, I've like really chilled out. I'm like, actually, that was a lie, and I don't want to spend all my time working. Like, there are so many better things to do in this world, and it's so much easier to do those things when you have 5 weeks of vacation as opposed to 2. The second reason I love working in France is that the vast majority of companies are obligated to pay for 50% of your transportation costs. For most people, this is just your company paying for 50% of your bus pass, but honestly, thanks, you know, that's great. I remember when I was working downtown Toronto, I had to take the metro every single day, and to buy a metro pass was $125 plus tax a month. I mean, everyone has to pay for transportation, and in some cities, like in Toronto, it can be really high, and so to have your company sort of back you up on that front is really nice, I find. It saves me $60 a month. The third reason that I prefer working in France are all of the crazy perks that you get on top of your salary. Now, these perks aren't monetary perks like a bonus, although we do get bonuses, but these aren't the types of perks I'm talking about. And this goes back to the first point I was saying about how French people are really more in tune with that work-life balance, and making money and cashing in the top bonus and getting promoted isn't the number one priority. I think like enjoying life is just generally the number one priority. And so that's why the perks that you get aren't money, but sort of like socializing benefits, if that makes sense. I'll give you a couple examples so you understand what I'm saying, but probably the most common perk that you get through your company are what we call in France ticket resto, and I guess in English that is translated as restaurant tickets. And essentially what these are is it's a certain amount of money per month that your company will give you to either spend at restaurants or on your groceries. You either get like a booklet of like 25 ticket restos, or a card, like a Visa card with your ticket restos loaded onto the card. And basically what you get like an allowance of €9 a day, because it's supposed to cover like your lunch meal of the day while you're at work. And so the company doesn't straight up give you €9, they give you a percentage. So they often give you between 60 and 70% of that, and then you end up paying the remaining 30%. I use my ticket restos for my groceries, so essentially what you can consider is that your company will pay for 70% of your monthly groceries on top of your salary. That's how I would explain it. But you can also use them in restaurants. I mean, when we had restaurants open, I use them all the time to go out with friends and stuff. But now that the restaurants are not open, it's like very clutch that I can use them for my groceries. Other types of perks that I've gotten before with companies is really, really cheap movie theater tickets, like €2 movie theater tickets. Or another really popular one is chèque vacances, so vacation checks. And so what happens is often for like Christmas break, for example, the company will offer you like a certain amount of euros towards your vacation. At the last company I worked for, it was like a very large amount. I don't want to say 700 euros, but I think it was something like that. I don't remember exactly what the amount was because I was an intern at the time, so I didn't get to take advantage of these chèques vacances, but all of the other employees did, and so I'm tempted to say it was like 700 euros that the company just like handed you so that you could enjoy your vacation over Christmas. So yeah, I thought that was sick. Anyways, all that to say, it's amazing. Most companies give you these insane perks that just really add value to your life. Like, it's not just like adding money into your bank account, it's just helping you out in ways that make you happy, if that makes sense. The fourth reason why I love working in France is the insurance. We also have insurance in Canada, and we also have free healthcare coverage in Canada, so that's a whole other video in itself, comparing the two different healthcare systems, because healthcare in France for the most part is almost free. But anyways, what I'm trying to say here is that your companies do offer you insurance, and what happens is you take an insurance plan that your company selects, and then you and your company split the cost. So for example, my insurance plan is 50 euros a month, and my company splits that with me, so I pay 25 and they pay 25. And essentially that just covers a whole slew of benefits. I can tell you that already we're in the month of March and I've already used my insurance to cover x-ray costs, dental costs, doctor's visits. To like really put it very simply, in France, the healthcare system covers 70% of your healthcare bills, and then it's up to you to pay that remaining 30%. And we're definitely not in like the US where healthcare is insanely expensive. To give you an example, like going to see the doctor for a checkup is 25 euros. To go to the dentist, it's 25 euros. To get an x-ray done, it's 17 euros. Like, it's very cheap, and so the government paying for 70% is really literally all you need, because then you're only paying between like $5 and $6 for your medical care. But anyways, the insurance that you have added onto that pays for that remaining 30%, and also other things like prescriptions or special dental care or orthodontic care, all that kind of stuff. So the point here is that your company and you split the cost of insurance, and at the end of the day, you just end up having like all your healthcare, dental care, everything care, like 100% covered with the combination of the insurance and the French healthcare system. The fifth reason why I love working in France more than I love working in Canada is that we have a shorter work week. So in Canada, the work week is 37.5 hours. What is that? Okay, so that is 7.5 hours of work per day. In France, your work week is 35 hours, which means you're only working 7 hours a day, which seems insignificant, but honestly, like, the salaries are fairly comparable, and the fact that we get to work 2.5 hours less per week, you know, adds up over time. The sixth reason why I prefer working in France is not something that I've tapped into yet, but is reassuring to know is there. And that is unemployment benefits. Now, I won't talk too much about this one because, like I said, I haven't used it before and I am not well versed on this subject. I feel like there are some particularities about getting unemployment, but what I know is that it is one of the craziest unemployment systems I have ever heard of or ever seen. Basically, if you lose your job involuntarily, so essentially you don't quit your job, the government will cover your salary for like months after. I think it can go up to 1 year. Like, if you also have insurance, it can go all the way up to 1 year of the government and your insurance paying your unemployment for a literal year. It's crazy. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because right now with the pandemic, obviously, like, I want to say hundreds of thousands, if not millions of French people have lost their jobs, like with so many sectors closed, like tourism, hospitality, events, restoration, all that is shut down, right? So lots of people lost their jobs, and it's not like it is in the US where we're seeing people fight for like $600 COVID relief checks. In France, if you lose your job involuntarily, the government is paying you. Like, the government is paying you unemployment benefits. Like, that's just how it is all the time. I mean, it's a very nice and secure feeling to know that if something does happen, I won't be left high and dry. Now, the seventh and final reason that I love working in France more than I love working in Canada is workwear. In France, every day is casual Friday. Streetwear equals workwear. You could wear jeans every day of the week, you could wear sneakers every day of the week, and you could just wear a sweater every day of the week. Like, you do you, it's chill. And this was so different for me because I remember when I was working in Canada, every time I started a new job, I would say, okay, congratulations, you have a job. I will give myself $400 towards buying a brand new work wardrobe, because you couldn't just go to work in jeans and sneakers, like scandalous. When I was doing like a 9-to-5 office job, everybody wore heels and dress pants and blouses and blazers. It was like, you're coming to work like you went to your interview. When I was working downtown Toronto and I was taking the subway every morning, it was just like every single person on the subway is just like so fancy. You have blouses, men are wearing suits, like it's just like so much more fancy than in France. Whereas in France, like your streetwear, your social wear is also your workwear. You don't need to set aside a separate budget to buy overly fancy clothes that you will never wear in any other time during your life except for when you're going to the office, which I super appreciate, because honestly, there is no need. There is literally no need for you to wear high heels, a pencil skirt, and a blouse to work. Like, I personally don't see the need. You could look just as clean and sharp in stylish streetwear, and at least you get more wear out of streetwear in your social life. So I don't know if I'm making this clear, but it's just being able to wake up in the morning and not stress about, is my blouse ironed? Do my tights have holes in them? Are my feet swollen from wearing heels all day yesterday? Honestly, I get up in the morning and I'm just like, jeans and a sweater, leggings and a sweater, like, all right. Not only does it save you money and like stress, but it's also just more comfortable. Like, it's just more comfortable to go to work in sneakers and to wear like a nice slouchy sweater. So yeah, those are my 7 reasons why I love to work in France. Yeah, honestly, the work environment here is something else. It's pretty lit. If you guys are also working in France, let me know if you have any other additions to this list down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.